All right, welcome back. Today we are diving deep into the Changan UNI-K, the 2026 model. This is a really interesting one. A Chinese crossover gunning hard for the luxury market.
Absolutely. And the first thing that hits you is the design.
Yeah, it's striking. Very bold, aggressive lines, kind of coupe-like. Some people are even saying it looks a bit like a Porsche Macan.
That comparison keeps coming up, yeah.
Mm.
It definitely has presence.
Okay, so let's unpack this. The big question we're trying to tackle here is the UNI-K proof that Chinese luxury cars are truly ready for the global stage? Or is it maybe just a really beautiful shell?
Well, Changan's certainly positioning it that way.
Yeah.
It's aimed squarely at buyers wanting, quality, lots of features, but also value for money in that midsize SUV space.
And the pricing reflects that ambition, right?
Right.
Estimated somewhere between, what, $36,000 and $38,000 USD?
Exactly. Trying to seriously undercut the established premium players while still packing in a lot of tech and specs.
Okay, let's get into those specs. What's under the skin? Mechanically, what matters here?
So the main power plant is a 2.0-liter turbo GDI engine. GDI meaning gasoline direct injection.
Right, for power and efficiency. And the numbers.
Pretty solid. It puts out 233 horsepower and, importantly, 390 newton meters of torque. That's quite a bit of pulling power.
And that's paired with an 8-speed automatic?
Yep, an Aisin 8-speed auto, which is generally well regarded, and it has an intelligent all-wheel drive system, too.
Okay, sounds decent on paper, performance-wise.
What's interesting is the balance, or maybe the imbalance. It can do 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in roughly 8 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Respectable, for a family SUV.
But I sense a but coming.
But yeah, the weight. This thing is heavy. We're talking about 1,900 kilograms.
Wow, okay, that's substantial for a crossover.
It really is. And that weight definitely creates a trade-off.
I think I see where this is going. You mean fuel economy? Is that why it's known for being a bit thirsty?
Precisely. The official figures are around 12.9 kilometers per liter.
Yeah.
Doing the conversion, that's roughly 7.7 liters per 100 kilometers.
Which isn't great for the segment.
No, it's considered relatively high. Seems like to prioritize the power and the size, maybe over-nailing the fuel efficiency piece.
Okay, so a compromise there on running costs.
Yeah.
But let's pivot inside, because this is where they seem to be throwing everything at it, right? This is the luxury play.
Oh, absolutely. The cabin is where it gets really interesting, technologically speaking.
Talk me through it. 3 digital screens.
Yes. Stacked right in front of the driver, not 1, not 2, but 3 distinct displays. Plus, you've got the big central infotainment screen that's 12.3 inches.
That sounds potentially overwhelming.
It's certainly a statement. And then you add Napa leather, heated seats to the higher trims, a premium Sony audio system with 12 speakers.
Right, it definitely sounds luxurious, almost like a spaceship cockpit, less like a traditional car dash.
And that tech-forward approach extends right into the safety systems. It's got a full suite of modern ADAS advanced driver assistance systems.
Meaning things like adaptive cruise control?
Yep, ACC, autonomous emergency braking, or AEB, the car stopping itself in emergencies, plus lane keeping assist, LKA, all the key stuff.
And the 360 camera, I assume, essential for parking something this size.
Oh yeah, definitely the 360-degree camera system, plus the standard 6 airbags. Safety-wise, it seems pretty well equipped on paper.
Okay, so we've covered the power, the ambitious interior tech, the safety features, but every deep dive needs balance. It sounds great, but where does the premium rival claim start to fray? What were the actual weaknesses reviewers pointed out?
This is where we get to the crucial flaws, and maybe where that beautiful shell idea comes back. It mostly centers on refinement.
The less flashy stuff, like noise.
Exactly. Poor external noise isolation is a big one. Multiple reviews mentioned noticeable wind noise creeping into the cabin above, say, 120 kilometers per hour.
Which completely undermines that quiet luxury feel they're aiming for, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. If you're cruising on the highway, that constant noise can be really grating.
So the soundproofing fundamentals aren't quite there, even with all the tech.
It seems that way. And ironically, the tech itself can sometimes be a drawback, too.
How so? Too complicated.
Well, the sheer number of screens is impressive. But relying so heavily on touch controls for basic things like adjusting the climate control forces the driver to look away from the road.
Right, fiddling with menus instead of just hitting a button.
Exactly. It raises that question about usability versus just packing in features. Are they prioritizing the spec sheet over how easy it is to actually live with day to day?
That's a fair point. And what about looking further down the road? Any long-term concerns flagged?
Yeah, a couple of consistent points came up. One is the service network. Changan is still expanding globally, so finding service centers might be harder depending on where you live compared to, say, Toyota or Kia.
Makes sense. And the other? Resale value?
Resale value and just general long-term reliability are still question marks compared to the established Japanese or Korean competitors. Think about rivals like the Geely Manjaro, which is another strong Chinese contender, or the Kia Sorento. They have more of a track record.
So, putting it all together, what's the big picture takeaway?
I think the decision for a potential buyer really hinges on priorities. The UNI-K perfectly illustrates that strategy of offering massive initial value style, tech, features for the price,
But you have to weigh that
against potential compromises in refinement, like the road noise, the real-world fuel economy, and maybe some unknowns about long-term ownership compared to more proven brands.
Okay, so it offers a lot of flash and features for the money. It's definitely an eye-catcher, high-spec, looks like exceptional value up front.
It does.
Which brings us to our final thought for you, the listener, to chew on. Does that sheer volume of tech and luxury crammed into the UNI-K make up for the known trade-offs, like the noise isolation and the fuel consumption? Is it worth taking a bit of a risk on this newcomer compared to a perhaps less exciting but more established competitor? That's the real dilemma, isn't it? Chasing the flash versus playing it safe.